happy Thursday. You know, on Thursdays, Wise Consultant, we go live with a business owner, entrepreneur. Today, we are going to have Travis Smith. He is the owner of Flavor King. Recently, Travis was just on the Netflix baking series. So we're going to wait about 2 or 3 minutes as people start rolling in, and then we'll start our live. Thank you. Hey, Carlitha. Just inviting people. Like, we're going to start in about a minute, y'all. I'm going to add people. Okay. There we go. Hey, Travis, how you doing?
Hey, how you
I'm
doing?
doing good. We're just going to start in probably about a minute, okay? We're just letting people continue to come in.
All right,
And
great.
you can definitely invite anybody that you want to. You just press a little arrow in the bottom right, and you can send it to your friends to notify them that you are going live.
All right.
We have a few more people joining us. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. Like I said, we're going to start in about a minute or so. We're just letting people roll in before we start. Do me a favor, people who are just joining, please notify your friends. Let them know we're going live tonight. And it will start in a little bit.
All right.
Hey, Ashley. Hey, Monique. Thank y'all for joining us. Okay, we're going to start, Travis. So I always like to be conscious of people's time. So everybody, thank y'all again for joining us tonight. Tonight we have Mr. Travis Smith, the owner of Flavor King, as our guest. Travis just was on a Netflix baking series called Nailed It, the Big Baking Challenge. So he is on tonight. He's going to talk about his business, what he does, his road to where he is, things about how it was to be on the Netflix series. He's been on a lot of TV networks lately. So, Travis, the floor is now yours.
How y'all doing out there? Well, I'm gonna tell you, this journey, being on television is a whirlwind experience. You can go. It has its highs and lows. Right now, it's very much. When I first started the journey on Netflix, I was like, I thought I was never ever gonna go on the show, never ever gonna make it. I was like, Lord Jesus, I was like, they keep calling me, oh, we need this, oh, we need that. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? And I was like, what are they asking me? You know, like, what do I really got to do here just to get on this show? I'm like, because in my mind, I thought I was only going on the small series. If you've ever watched Nailed It, they have a smaller version of the show, which is only 3 contestants, and it's like random. These are amateur home bakers. Like if you ever watched the show Nailed It, you'll see some of the stuff that some of these people make at their houses is like literally like terrible. You know, I wasn't terrible, but I've always been a good baker. I just never been on a professional level like some of my competitors on the show. And so I will say that some of the competitors on the show are very great and very knowledgeable of this industry. And so I give kudos to them. You know, I went on the show with the mindset that I want to learn and grow from this experience. And so what happens is the way the Big Baking Challenge works is they literally teach you a skill, then they tell you go try it, and then in the big challenge they tell you to perfect what we just showed you. Try to show us that you can do this. And so that's what we did every single episode. And so we learned leavening, we learned crumb coat, we learned, fondant, which I hate to this day. I still hate fondant. I do not like fondant. Now, I will say I will give a go at modeling chocolate. Modeling chocolate is very more malleable because it literally, you use the heat from your hands to actually mold your figure and create what you want to create with the modeling chocolate. And it still doesn't melt unless you actually literally heat it up to get to that point of melting, but you never would do that. But I will say that I can honestly say that I really and truly enjoyed being on the show. I made some good friends, some good bonds with people. And I mean, you know, just sitting there, I literally was able to throw ideas back and forth with another baker. Shout out to my girl, Kira. You know, she's doing her thing in Indianapolis. She's literally one of the people who I really readily would go back and forth with ideas on baking things with. She has a cupcake business out there where she is. And so I really can say that she's doing her thing as well. This journey of being on television is a big step for me. I've always been Mr. Popular in high school, but, you know, being in the limelight where this is going to be forever, somebody can just go back and look on there and say, oh, look what your daddy did. Oh, look what Chef did. Oh, look what he did in the beginning. And you're going to see my progression because I'll tell you, this isn't the last stop for me. I'm literally going to be going forward and succeeding in this baking venture.
So, like I said, I know you've been baking for a long time. You were on the show. So now, after being on the show, how has that helped you to really take the forefront of having your own baking business and, you know, stepping out on faith, stepping out on, you know, just I'm going to start this now. I mean, I know you have your full-time job still, but how, like, transition being on a show like that to now, like, what sparked you to now, like, let me start the Flavor King?
So I was on the show, and I think it was like, I want to say episode 3, something said, you can actually do this. Like, something just popped in my head, was like, you shouldn't stop here. You should keep going. Because, you know, when you get back home, you're just going to bake for Thanksgiving. Because every Thanksgiving, my family members always would say, oh, what you bringing? You going to bring a lemon cake? You bringing your lemon cake? And I would be like, yeah, you know, I got that. I got dessert. You know, whenever there's a function, I got dessert. And so, you know, I'm like, for me, I'm like literally like ecstatic now that people can actually say, he was on the baking show and he baked and actually ate his food and liked it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can honestly say that even though through the power of editing, I know they edit, but if you ever notice, the judges never, ever said my food was terrible. You always presented with good flavor. You always did this. You know, oh, your cake was a little bit sweet. You know, okay, it was a little bit sweet, but it's cake. That's where the fun comes in at. It's going to be sweet, you know. I mean, it's not cloningly sweet. I never would do that to anybody. You know, that's why you always taste your food as you bake it. But me stepping out in the forefront, all this did was catapult me and put me in a different arena that I'm not used to being in, where the limelight is on me. Now I have to showcase the goods. So that's where I am now. Now I think that's why I'm actually saying to myself, I can do this. You know, people love me. People love my personality. I just always hid it behind my desserts and be like, oh, here, try this. And they'll be like, oh, this is good. When you sell this? And I would be like, no. But now I can honestly say, I should. You know, there were multiple judges that said, you should keep going. And I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, and so like, what advice would you have for an entrepreneur or business owner who is like afraid or stuck to like to start with their, you know, start their journey? Like, what advice would you have, since you like kind of like you said, you've been doing it for years, just doing it for family functions, people have been asking you about it, now you have this confidence to where you're in it. So what advice would you have somebody who's like, oh, I'm scared, I shouldn't, or maybe I shouldn't take that leap? Like, what advice do you have for them?
Well, you know, like the word of God says, step out on faith. I didn't step out on faith, I was pushed. And so therefore, I would say whatever you're doing, if someone likes it, if someone is telling you, go and do it, if that family member or that friend is telling you, hey, you can do this. You can go be that massage therapist. You have healing hands. Or you are a great person to consult people. Go and do that. If you're that person that literally can say, hey, I bake on Mondays and Tuesdays for my daughter, you know, they have a little psych-op, you know, do it. You know what I'm saying? Step out on faith. Because that's all you have right now is faith. Because this world that we live in today, they need a lot of people that are faith walkers. You just have to step out on faith and do what your heart tells you. That's how you got to look at it. If every day you wake up and you see, oh, I think I can do this, I think I can bake, I think I can do this, then do it. All you can do is you can't fail because you stepped out there.
Mm-hmm. And then what is something that you wish you would have known before starting your business?
Um, all of the technical stuff, all of the behind the scenes stuff that people don't see, you know, all of the, for me, laboring in the kitchen is nothing. Mm-hmm. But all of the stuff like oh, make sure you take the right angle picture, make sure you this so you can see this, all those things. I wish someone had said, hey, when you get ready to do it, because I'm gonna tell you, like on the show, like literally they were like, when we were finished baking our cakes and cut it and let the judges taste it, they had a photographer there, like literally right there after coming and cutting a perfect slice so that she can take a picture of it. And I was like, I didn't think about it like that. Like, you gotta, like she said, you gotta take a picture of your work, because if nobody sees, people eat with their eyes, so they're going to see it. Mm-hmm. So if they see them layers of ganache and lemon curd and different things in your cake, they're literally going to love the cake that they see in their eyes. So therefore, if you're using the right garnish, the right ganache, you're going to have people flocking to your business to say, hey, look, you saw that picture. Oh, I'm going to get me one of those. Let me try that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I would say the behind the scenes stuff that people don't see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we talk about that a lot on the show. A lot of times when people are doing their passion, that's their passion. Like, that's what they know. Like, so you're a baker, so you know baking in and out. You're in the kitchen. I mean, yesterday we were on live. You were cooking. You were in your zone. But a lot of times people like the back end things of like, oh, I need a website, or I need a ring light, or I need this, I need that t-shirts, I need tablecloths. And I think that sometimes we get lost as business owner, focusing so much on our passion that we forget about everything else that makes the business go. So I'm glad you said that. So like, that's a lot of advice for our business owners that we have in the chat. Like, when you have a business, yes, the passion is why you started, but also make sure you educate yourself, or you have the funds, hire somebody who can help you with those parts if you don't know, because your product is only going to take you so far, but the marketing, having the operations, having the processes, having the contracts, all those things in place, that is going to continue to elevate your business to that next level. So you can have the best product in the world, but if you don't have all that back end stuff, you're going to find yourself at a standstill at times, or, you know, without growth, or, you know, maybe not getting any more new customers. So I'm so glad that you mentioned that, as that's one of the things that you said that you wish you would have known before you started. So also, too, I knew you've been on a lot of news things. I knew you were on Great Day Louisiana yesterday cooking. You were on WWL. You did what else did we do? Fox 8 Live. So like, how is all of that? Like, you coming from, you know, you're from Kenner, right? Or are you from New Orleans?
Well, okay, so I grew up in all of them. I went to elementary school in Kenner and in New Orleans. Chelsea Gary, shout out to Gary. Colton. I went to Bonneville for senior high school. So, I mean, I've lived in all of the parishes. So, but
you being from this small town, and now you're on a Netflix series, and then you've been on the news like almost every week these last weeks, or even the newspaper articles, and then you're doing some festivals, you're doing some other things that got in the works. How does that make you feel, like knowing where you come from, just a small area, to now you've been to Hollywood and now you're doing all of this? Like, how does that make you feel, and how do you think that's going to help your business?
So I think being on television really literally puts you out there in a different light, so people can see you, see what you have, see what you're able to make, and see what you're able to do. It really is going to catapult your career. It's just you need to stay on top of it. You have to stay on the top of the game. You got to keep your name fresh out there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of bakeries out here. There's a lot of home bakeries. There's a lot of bakeries that pop up day in, day out, but nobody's gonna give you flavor like a Flavor King. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, literally, you have got to put yourself in a perspective where you think you can succeed. Whether that's media, whether that's the news. You know, go make a gift basket for WWL. Go make a care package for Fox 8. You know, go out there and put yourself out there so that people can see that you may be from a small town, but hey, I'm going to go bake. You know, there's other shows coming out. You know, there's new things. I mean, I'm not going to stop baking no matter what happens, no matter whatever goes forward. I mean, I'm not going to be one of those stories you see. Oh, we bake today, not tomorrow. You know, that's gonna be me. I'm going to make sure I succeed at this. I'm going to make sure I keep pushing and keep going.
Well, Travis, thank you for letting us know your backstory, where you are, what you're doing. Everybody, make sure you follow his Instagram page at the Flavor King NOLA. He has a website. He has merchandise on there. His cupcake. I personally had a cupcake yesterday, and it was to die for. He does these cheesecake stuff, cupcakes. They were delicious. Brownies, all of those things. But Travis, now at this point in life, we always ask people in the chat to ask us questions. So, I know we have business owners in here, or people are maybe just watching. What are some of the questions that y'all have for me or Travis? It could be about starting a business, things that you want to know, you feel like you're stuck. So we always use this time to take a few questions. So if anybody has any questions, please drop them in the chat. Me and Travis will go back and answer them. Travis, earlier someone did say that he said they loved you and nailed that. Their whole family cried when you left. My mom said, hi, Travis, great job.
Thank you.
So yeah, if anybody has any questions about anything with businesses, like I said, Travis started small. He was on a Netflix series. Now he's all in the news. Now his business is taking off. Somebody said, do you plan to do any more baking shows?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do. I want to do more baking shows. I want to do more classical baking, like breads and croissants and, the tea cookies and stuff like that. I want to get more in depth I want to get to the history of baking. I want to get down to the nitty gritty, the flour.
Somebody just asked, did you ever feel like giving up with your baking?
Baking is a passion, is a love of mine. I would never give up on baking, because baking, it takes time and patience to make something sweet. Because you can make a tart that is sour, but it'll make somebody feel so sweet. So, I mean, it's for me, baking is therapy. Baking, like if you're having a rough day, go home and pop some cinnamon rolls in the oven. When you put that glaze on top of them cinnamon rolls and you smell that, you're going to be like, wow.
So another person asks, great job. Do you ship your products? So I saw you had some aprons on your website. I know you have your other products. So what do you ship anything? Someone wants to know. Hi, Malik. Hi, Drika. Thank y'all for joining us.
Yes, I do ship products. With the hot index we have, I wouldn't ship cupcakes right now. Maybe towards the fall when I'll ship my stuffed cupcakes. But as far as brownies and my mini buns, I can ship those anytime. Just go to the website and check them out. I also have new treats coming out daily. My newest one is going to be butter pecan ooey gooey. So it'll be that, I'm always bringing New Orleans into, we do praline. So, it'll be a butter pecan, or pecan, as some people say. Pecan, butter pecan, praline. But that's what I'll be at. Some new treats coming out. I'm always in a lab creating something with a new flavor. That's just who I am.
Okay. And then Travis, another thing is, so with you creating all these new things, what is your signature like dessert that you do? Your signature one?
My signature one would be the stuffed cupcakes.
Stuffed cupcake.
But I'm gonna tell you this here. My signature would be the stuffed cupcakes, but my favorite one to eat is the brownies.
The brownies. Your brownies were pretty good yesterday. I had a red velvet one.
God.
They were
brownies are so diverse. You can do whatever you want. You can add nuts, caramel. I mean, you could put strawberries in them. You could do all kind of stuff to make them have a different flavor profile and still have the best of both worlds. You know, it's like you can have fruit with the chocolate, mix it together, as long as it's done right. Yeah, you're like, oh my God.
So Travis, for our local people in the chat, where are you going to be next where they can actually purchase these things from you on site? What's your next like live event?
I have several. I have a and Do It Fest coming up. I also have I'll be doing a couple vendors on flea markets. I'm trying to think of what else. My co-owner has an itinerary for me, but I don't know it off the top of my head. But don't worry, she's gonna tell me, oh, we got this next week. I have stuff coming up with Xavier University. I'll be doing a lot of different, venues. I'm literally, once I'm out there, ain't no coming back.
So everybody, make sure you follow Travis on social media so y'all can know where he's at, to taste his desserts, taste his food. Like I said, I'm not just saying this because he's part of Wise Consultant. It's definitely really good. I didn't have to take a second one after I ate the first one.
Cupcake.
Yeah, the cupcakes were delicious and the brownies were delicious. Anybody have any more questions for us? Like I said, we always try to use this time, give people any questions to ask entrepreneurs of, how they got where they are, where they, where they're at now. We have somebody here, Big Poppy Smokehouse, talking about y'all maybe can collab with each other. So please make sure to connect with each other off of this. He has amazing barbecue.
Network. You got to network.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that. The website. The website is www.theflavorkingnola.com. Is the website. But I'm glad you talked about networking, Travis, because we always bring that up with all of our guests, and everybody has the same thing: how about networking? So, how do you feel about networking?
Networking is very important because you never know who you're going to meet out there. Because of the fact that not only that, networking helps you collaborate with other people. They may be at an event and they only do food. They don't do dessert, and they be like, well, can I get you to do some desserts and I'm going to do the food and we're going to collaborate together. And I think that is the major thing about networking. You always going to have two chefs. Two chefs may know how to cook and bake together, but his baking may not be up to par with my baking is, and my cooking may not be up to par with his is. But if y'all are networking together, I can honestly tell you, it'll be a great event if y'all two come together and create something magical.
Mm-hmm. But and I'm real big on networking too, Travis, because people don't realize like you said, you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who can put you in a position to win, and you can always learn something from somebody. You could be a master chef, a master baker, but someone may have an easier process of how they do. I don't know, I'm not a baker, but make it a topping. They may have a different step that they do that maybe cuts that process in half. So I'm so glad you mentioned about that. And I want our viewers to know that networking is in all fields. We have had everybody on here from bakers, makeup artists, consultants, construction. Everyone has said the same thing about networking is one of the bigger things that got them to where they are. So somebody asked in the chat, do you deliver in the New Orleans area?
Yes, I deliver all over the New Orleans area, from New Orleans East all the way to Prairieville. So I go that far, and even Slidell. So I mean, I go all over. It just depends on time and effort. I mean, the supply and demand. Hey, hey, I'm here. I'm a producer, so if the supply is there, I'm gonna produce.
Yeah, that's the way. That's where you stay on top. Somebody
Yes,
else asked, Big Poppy Smokehouse said he was late to the live. He wanted just to ask you, how did your life change after the show?
Not so much until it aired. Once it aired, it was like everybody was like, "Oh, you that guy?" And before I was, "Are you the guy that was from that actor?" And I'm like, "What actor? Forrest Whitaker?" I was like, "No, that's not." Like, I don't see Forrest Whitaker, but everybody always say, "Are you that actor, Forrest Whitaker?" Well, now they can say, "Oh, are you that guy from Nailed It?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. I'm the guy from Nailed It. That's me." So I can honestly say that it changes your life once you go on the show. It's just, you can't let the Hollywood and the editing things change your brand and who you are. I went on the show with the concept of, I wanted to learn. You know, I wasn't there for stuff. I was there for the knowledge and learning and the money, because I know the money would catapult me into the next level. That's what I was there for. I wasn't there to win stuff or get stuff. I was there for the knowledge that I was going to get from Jacques, who is a chocolatier, you know, and the people that he had on his staff was like phenomenal. Like, they literally, I want to say they literally taught us stuff. Like, what they don't tell y'all is we would tape, they would teach us something, we would go do interviews, and after the interviews, we'd actually go to culinary arts class, and they would teach us these skills in class and show us what we did wrong, what we did right. So Hollywood isn't just trying to put us out there to make us feel like we're nothing. You know what I'm saying? Say, "Oh, here goes somebody who can't bake. They ain't never gonna bake." You know what I'm saying? They give you recipes and they give you tools. Everybody had their own station. We actually had to learn how to do ice mode before we did it, because ice mode is very dangerous because it's hot candy. If you've ever made candy apples or melted chocolate in the microwave before and touch it, you can literally burn yourself. But they actually have, you have gloves you're supposed to wear. You know, there's all kind of things that I didn't even know we were supposed to do. I just always winged it, you know. That's why I'm saying, when I was on a show and they was like, "Oh, what other flavor profile are you gonna give in a hurry?" I was like, my mama taught me how to make a glaze in the microwave. You know, you get some strawberries, some cornstarch, and some powdered sugar, and make a quick little strawberry glaze to go on some stuff. And I'm like, all right, you know, and that's what I did. And it was like, "Who taught you that?" I said, "My mom." And after the show was over, they were like, you know, that's, you know, you thinking about your flavors, you thinking about your flavor profiles. And that's just how I am. I've always been a flavor person, you know.
Somebody asked, are you on other platforms such as Uber Eats, etc., like those type of things? Have you ventured out to that yet to put your...
Not yet. I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, it's just for me. I think once I get a storefront, I think that'll be, storefront is down the line. I think more, I want to be more mobile. I want it that way I can, you know, have my trailer and go bake wherever you want me to. You know what I'm saying? If they have a festival, I can pull my trailer up and bake some fresh cookies, muffins, or whatever right there on set, you know, right there on scene, so that you can have freshly baked goods at your disposal. That's my next step before I get a storefront. I would like to be mobile, that way I can travel the world and everybody can taste my sweets.
That's good. That's good. And also, too, that also goes to that convenience part. You know, people love convenience. If you can pull up and do something for me, have you at my party, I don't have to worry about, you know, you have a party, you're doing, or else you're setting up, you're doing all this. Oh, now I got to run out, go get the cake, and I'll go get this and that. If you can just pull up and do that, like, I think that's a very, very good outlet. Like, once, like, we had the mobile detailing guy a few weeks ago, you know, people love that. Like, I don't have to leave the comfort of my home, but still get the product that I'm looking for. So that is a great idea. So Travis, once again, I want to say thank you so much. I want to take too much people's time. Y'all, before we leave, we always do this. If you own a business or you're thinking about, or you're starting a business, please drop it in the chat. Everybody use this as a networking opportunity to go follow new people and see. You can follow me at Wise Consulting. You can follow Travis at the Flavor King NOLA. So if you have a business, drop it in the box. Oh, look, marketing. He got his shirt on all the time, or he has his chef coat on. So take some time right now. If you are a business owner, about to start a business, drop it in here. We have Drika Carter Capital. She is a serial entrepreneur. She has all kinds of businesses. That's my girl. Hey, Brianna. Hey, Kiana. Somebody said thank you. Best of luck, Travis. So if you have a business, drop it in here. We're taking this time to do that. And also to Wise Consultant, Big Poppy Smokehouse, and Roots Management. we are hosting an event in November. It's called Connections and Cocktails. It is a networking event. We have been promoting it for the past about a month and a half now. The tickets are on Eventbrite. It's $50. The $50 covers your food, drinks. It is a night for you to network with other businesses, meet new people, do a Q&A with some other business leaders in marketing, banking, and different areas like that. So make sure you go to either my page, Big Poppy Smokehouse, or Kingsbury Management, and you can purchase your tickets. So it's going to be an event that you do not want to miss. And we're going to have many entrepreneurs like we've had on here. They're networking. You never know who you're going to meet, who y'all can collab with, and just take everything to the next level. Yeah, so everybody come out. It's going to be a good time. If you ever came to one of my parties or my events, you know it's going to be very nice. Well, it's going to be fun.
You know, if I be there, the flavor going to be there, baby. You already know.
And there's also opportunity for vendors, too, if you want to take that time to sell your stuff. It's cocktail attire, a nice, classy, elegant night. And La Place, going to be in La Place, Louisiana at YMC Events. So everybody, thank y'all tonight for joining. Travis, you have everything in here. A lot of people said hello. Congratulations, Travis.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
You're going to be amazing. So everybody, thank y'all again. Like I said, we'll be back next Thursday. I think next Thursday we have a crafter on next Thursday. So make sure you continue to join us, follow the people in the chat, and everybody have a good night. Thank y'all.
You have a good night.
Thank you, Travis. You have a good night. Thank you again for joining us.
Bye.